Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you all had a productive spring break this last week. The purpose of this week's video is really fourfold. First of all, I want to visit with you briefly about our work on this last week's assignment forum, your interviews with leaders from the nonprofit business world. Second, I want to just briefly set up this next week's assignment, your interviews with leaders from the nonprofit world. And then third, to remind you that you really need to enroll in TaskStream. And then finally, fourth, to encourage you to continue working on your leadership projects as the semester progresses. Okay, first, let's go back to this last week's assignment. With respect to this assignment, your interviews with leaders from the nonprofit world, wow, I was really impressed. You conducted some very interesting interviews with a variety of leaders from the for-profit world, and really identified some excellent leadership practices. Make sure that as you think about this and as you read each other's posts this week, you connect these practices to the concepts of effective leadership that we've been studying throughout this semester. Please then make sure you take a look at my general feedback comments that I'll post under the feedback link in Module 3, as well as some individualized comments I'll make in the Grade Center about this assignment, and probably most importantly for you, your score on this last week's assignment. My best hope, as always, is that the information that I post in the feedback links will help to clarify things for you and maybe encourage you to think just a little bit further about the important leadership attributes we're talking about this semester. As always, please feel free to let me know if you have questions about anything I've said or anything in my feedback. Okay, second then, this next week we'll be conducting interviews with leaders from nonprofit organizations. Be sure you think a little bit about what you've uncovered in your first interviews and the information we've discussed this week in the for-profit world as you compare that to what leadership is about in the nonprofit world. I'm excited to kind of look at what you come up with this next round of interviews, and I think you'll find it instructive. Okay. Third, some of you have enrolled in TaskStream at this point and done a very good job of getting everything completed, but there are still others who have yet to enroll. Please remember that you're required to enroll in TaskStream in order to successfully complete this course. I would encourage you to review the directions that I provided for you in Module 2 and let me know if you run into problems with that. But please, if you're not yet enrolled in TaskStream, make sure you do that as soon as possible because we're going to come to a time here pretty quickly when we're going to need to use TaskStream, and you're going to need to be there. We need to work out the bugs ahead of time. Fourth, this semester continues to move by very rapidly, and I want to encourage you to certainly remember to put in your work in your leadership projects. We don't want those projects to kind of be left to the last minute. It's certainly in your best interest to continue to conduct those projects so everything doesn't ball up on you, if you will, at the end of the semester. So I encourage you to continue working on those projects. I've received some feedback and visited with some of you about your work, and I'm really impressed with the way those are going right now. So make sure that you continue to stay on top of those projects. Finally, as always, let me know if you have questions or comments about anything related to this class, or if there's anything that I can do to be of assistance to you. Have a great week, everyone.